This one's good. Jesse Lee Peterson sits down with, I think she's a professor.
Does racism exist?
I believe racism does exist.
And where's the
absolutely.
proof of that?
You just see it all over in the country, with proof of it. In terms of just
what do I see?
Disproportionate in the economics with black people.
But that has nothing to do with racism.
It does. Racism is about power. It's about who's in control. And black people can't be racist.
I mean, the logic here, this is one of the most illogical arguments I have ever heard.
For black people, I believe white privilege is something to leverage.
She openly admits, I got in because I was black, because of affirmative action.
I'm a proud product of affirmative action. When I went to UCLA, it was because I was an affirmative action student.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I think I turned out fantastic.
Then she claims she was disadvantaged because of the color of her skin, but her entire life she has gone to predominantly white schools.
I went to all white schools from high school up through college. So
you got a good education.
Yet you still capitalized on affirmative action to get into college.
Why couldn't you get into the school based on your own talent?
I don't know.
I mean, this is funny, but there's something simmering beneath the surface that's actually pretty disturbing about this.
I think all cultures should be able to segregate and to be able to work within their cultures and network within their own cultures, absolutely.
So you heard it right there. She claims there's nothing wrong with having a segregated population of students.
Why do you need something like that?
They have Asian student unions, they have Jewish student unions, they have all kind of different
Did they have white
unions.
student union?
They need student union. They own the whole school.
The logic here is so broken. It's funny, but it's beneath the surface. It's actually a little disturbing.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with having a segregated population of students who just want to study together or work together.
Then why is it a problem when you go to a school that is predominantly white?
But if they go into some of these institutions, these predominantly white institutions, they are targeted. They don't have the same opportunities because of their color. It's true. I mean,
then why go in there then? Why not go to all black school if you feel that?
Some people do choose to do that. And so a lot of my peers who are having challenges getting into some of these predominantly white institutions, the affirmative action was great. My father went to Harvard. He was one of very few blacks.
Was he affirmative action?
I don't know if he was. That was back in the late 60s.
Well, then he wasn't.
So you just disproved your claim. It's perfectly plausible, but then it would be based upon merit.
White privilege is something to leverage.
What is it though? I don't see it anywhere. What is it?
Huh?
She has literally no response to this.
What is it?
How don't you
For
not
people
see
like
white
me
privilege?
who don't see it.
How do you not? How do you not see white privilege?
Because it doesn't exist. That's
yes,
what
it does.
So what is it exactly?
Things, I believe white privilege is just the ability just to be free and white and not have the same type of social, economic, and social ills as black people have to deal with.
And how is your socioeconomic status holding you back? You were at the same schools that the white people were at.
They have the ability to, show emotion and love to their sons without being emasculated. There's all kind of examples of white privilege. Absolutely.
This video is sponsored by Venice AI, which is fighting back against censorship on the field of AI. And there's just certain questions you cannot ask with these other platforms. So if I type in, create an image of North Korean soldiers fighting in Ukraine, the response is, sorry, I can't create that image. There's no verified evidence that North Korean soldiers are fighting in Ukraine. I'm not asking that. Venice answers questions that ChatGPT won't. Why should a team of developers get to censor the questions that you ask? If you've used any of the leading AI apps, you've probably run into this before. Venice AI is the solution. With only 2.2 censorship refusal rate compared to the 71% from Claude and 64% from ChatGPT. Venice utilizes leading open source for specialized models to deliver text code and image generation to your web browser. There's no downloads, no installations or anything. Messages are encrypted and your conversation history is stored only in your browser. AI can be extremely valuable, but you shouldn't need to give up your privacy to use it. The Dolphin Mistral 24B Venice Edition is their most uncensored model ever. Check the link in the description, venice.ai/Warren, and use code Warren to enjoy private uncensored AI. Using my code will get you 20% off a pro plan.
Does racism exist?
I believe racism does exist.
And where's the
absolutely.
proof of that?
You just see it all over in the country, with proof of it. In terms
What-
of just
what do I see?
disproportionate in the economics with black people.
But that has nothing to do with racism.
It does. Racism is about power. It's about who's in control.
So only the group that is in control can ever be racist. This is the Marxist argument around power dynamics. It's really just about unions formed upon group identity vying for power.
And black people can't be racist because we're not in control. We're not in control of the educational system, some of the social organizations and things that run this country. We're not in control. Racism is about power.
But you would
What
be
race
in
is
control of your own life if you had good parents, if they taught you how to be independent, if they taught you how to build.
Of course, that has to be taught.
So it's not racist. It's not white people's fault that you're not teaching your children to do that.
No, but it's not. If the
that true?
parents don't know.
They
If the
don't know,
parents,
but that's not
the
white
parents
people's
don't
fault,
know, but if they go into some of these institutions, these predominantly white institutions, they are targeted. They don't have the same opportunities because of their color. First of all,
You had the same opportunity
SAT,
those white kids were having.
Not necessarily. I had different teachers.
How does that work? So you had different teachers within the same school because of the color of your skin?
I had different
So you
resources.
went to a white integrated school,
I'm talking about
mostly
going
white.
into these other into UCLA. I still had to be able to deal with some of the issues in going to predominantly white schools,
Like
but I
what?
still had to be able to compete.
Like what?
What do you mean, like what?
Some of the issues going to a predominantly
I would graduate from University High School, and at the time they didn't have an African American student union.
That's what was holding you back? That was because there wasn't a black student union?
So, that being said, I still believe that affirmative action helped me get into UCLA, and it gave me access.
You would
and
not have
exposure.
gotten in there on your own because you were not smart enough?
I don't know if I wasn't smart enough, but based on the curve and what I was competing with other individuals who had different educational opportunities and teachers. I mean, I'm coming from the LA Unified School District. I mean, so at the time, I think LAUSD was still pretty good. But I went to all white schools.
Jesse does the smart thing. He tries to get specific, see if she can provide anything.
But that doesn't mean that doesn't excuse racism, that doesn't excuse institutionalized racism, that doesn't excuse...
But there's no such thing as that.
Yes,
it's an illusion made
No,
up
it's
by
not.
black people and
No,
their
it's
leaders.
not. No, it's not. It exists.
Well,
Sorry.
where's the proof of it though?
What do you mean, where's the proof of it?
There are many kids who are getting into, black kids who are allowed to get into these universities around the country, right, based on affirmative action. And because of affirmative action based on their color. That's discrimination based on color, and that's wrong.
She's working very hard to create a catch-22 here. Because it's a problem if you go to a school and it's predominantly white. It's a problem if you go to a school that's predominantly black because that indicates racism.
You see a lot of these black kids going to these white universities, and then they force their way in by saying, I need affirmative action. Once they get in, now they crying racism. Why do you want to force your way in with the people you think are your enemies, and you're still complaining once you get there?
I don't think people are forcing their way. Does
They are.
affirmative action even
action
exist
is
now?
forced based on color.
Does affirmative action even exist? Are people getting in based on affirmative action?
Yes.
You yourself admitted you got into college based upon affirmative action.
The way Trump has it down, he's just leveled the playing field.
He has leveled the playing field. Notice how she says that as though it's a bad thing.
So it is going to have to be more about being able to be competitive.
Hallelujah.
And why would that be a bad thing? It's truly remarkable.